Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening we will be discussing the challenges buyers and sellers face in today's real estate market. We would like you to welcome Arnold from the Brij team.
Hi. Hello.
Yes, Arnold has been around with us for over 5 years and he's a very successful realtor as well. Arnold, we noticed within last month after the government come out with their new regulation, new listing increased by 33.6% to over 21,630 homes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there are a lot more new listings in the market today. All the sellers seeing the high prices in the market that we were getting earlier in the year, they decide it's time to put their properties up for sale to capture the high prices. That's one of the reasons. And the local speculators who bought properties and they're seeing that the market is taking a downwards turn, they are putting their properties on the market for sale as well. And many buyers are sitting on the sidelines, so we don't see as much buyers. They're just waiting, holding off to see what's going to happen in order to make a decision in buying. So we are seeing the listings staying in the market for a little longer now. Yeah.
Okay, let's say hi to Balram. Hi Balram, thanks for joining in. Also, what we find happening here, we have a few more people. Fayaz, how are you? Seu and Jasmine, thank you for signing in. We appreciate that. What we find happening is the sellers were really sitting, they're expecting price to go up, right?
That's right.
So they were waiting to, as longer they wait, the more value they will get.
Right.
But the market takes a downturn. Those sellers are rushing to put their homes out on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Many speculators that were buying and holding on to property, they are now dumping their property back on the market. And what the buyers are doing, sitting on
They're just holding off to see where the market is going to go.
They're sitting on the fence
before making a purchase.
Yes, so that's what's causing the price. The price has not come down though. We are just talking about that. We have seen an increase in price by 24.5% compared to last month. What's happening? What caused that?
Well, sellers in earlier this year, they were kind of lowballing the price in their home, hoping to create bidding wars. So what they do is, what's happening now is because they're not getting the multiple offers anymore, they sort of increase the price to what their expectations are. So that's one of the reasons why we see the prices are higher.
I've seen that in many cases.
Yes.
For example, a few homes in Scarborough that were listed for 888,000 to create a bidding war has been cancelled and relisted 1.2, 1.3 million.
That's right.
So create people can negotiate.
Yeah.
As a seller, if I'm a seller and I have my home on the market today, do you think it might be a dangerous move to overprice it?
Absolutely, because overpricing, you are gonna not attract the buyers. Again, pricing is what really attract buyers, and buyers today they do their own research. They know what the fair market value for property is in the area. So yes, Jay, I will advise for buyers or sellers actually to have their agent do the proper research and list their property accordingly, whatever the market value.
Let's say hi to Gita.
Hi, Gita.
The question is, if faced with buyer's remorse, what legal right do sellers have? That's the question. The question is that if a buyer is faced with buyer remorse, they already bought a property, let's say 3 months ago, and the price have come down drastically. So the buyers are saying, hey, I want to walk away from my deposit. What recourse does the seller have?
Well,
let me address part of it.
Okay.
You can go part. The situation here, Chetan, is that think about it this way. Let's say the price came down $50,000-$60,000. The buyer got a deposit of $10,000. Some of them are saying, you know what, I will walk from my deposit. However, it's a contract. It's a valid, binding contract. Once the contract is valid and binding, literally you can take that buyer to court. How the court work is that as though it's always a balanced scale. The seller will have to put the home back on the market, get the home sold, and then they may have to go after the buyer for the lost. However, it's a lengthy process. It can take years in court. And if the buyer don't have enough money, or the buyer goes bankrupt, then it's the seller loss. So it can be tricky. One of the best advice is to sellers should take a very strong deposit. Although that deposit do not go to the seller directly, it sits in a trust fund. It's very important there is a strong deposit because buyers may not want to walk away from a larger sum of money instead of smaller.
That's correct, Jay. And also, if the seller ends up putting back their property in the market and it's been sold for a lower price than the original price, the seller can sue that buyer for the difference of what the original selling price was.
So it's a time that you do have to be careful. We are seeing more and more of that. Actually, it's reverse of what were happening in early last year in January and February as well, where the sellers were refusing to close and they're saying, hey, I'm not moving from my home because the price have gone up.
Yeah.
It's the same, but it's just a reverse situation.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Now, let's address one thing more. The market has taken a sudden dive after the government states that, you know what, they will introduce that 15% foreign buyer tax. Is there that many foreign buyers in Toronto that causes this?
No. I don't think that affected the local buyers at all. Our market caters for more local buyers than foreign buyers, and I don't see that impact in the local market.
No, one of the major when we look at it, the stats shows that 4.9% of buyers are foreign buyers.
Yeah.
Right, and at the same time, 53% of buyers are first-time buyers.
Yeah.
Most of these buyers are within the age of 25 and 44. Let's thank Shamir for joining us.
Hi, Shamir.
How are you? And Rudy, how are you? The question is, did the market cool off in Brampton, and what is the average price in the Riverstone area? Thanks in advance. The market, yes, have cooled down all over the GTA. The latest stats shows that the market have cooled down by about 23.5%. Arnold, what do you think about prices in the Riverdale area?
Certain areas are still holding on to the high prices, and the Riverstone area,
That's
right?
right.
Riverstone area. That's a pretty good neighborhood. There's some really nice homes in that area. But you know, the flood of properties in the market will give buyers more option, and you know, if I don't know how much the market has really been affected there, but with the stats that we have covers the entire GTA, so definitely we'll see it impacting the
Yes,
area as well.
Rudy, what you find also, the affordability range is between $600 to $750,000. In the area you are living, your home value in January, February were in the 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 million dollar. Definitely it will affect, because if price comes down 10%, 10% of 1.3 is $130,000 versus 10% in a 600,000 is only $60,000. So definitely there will be a cooling off period. Hi Om Prakash, thanks for joining us, and
Hi Chandra Dawal
and
Mala.
Mala, thank you for joining us at this point. As today we are discussing the real estate market, how it affects both buyers and seller. Please, friends, if you have any question, please you can ask. We are here to answer these questions. As sellers, it's a very dangerous time. Most sellers put their home based on past performance. If they gotta look at marketing their home in today's market, they will probably look at January, February, and March stats. However, this is dangerous. Market is always moving. If you overprice your home, the market will catch it. However, when the market is moving down, if you overprice your home, every month makes a big difference. You got to drop your home substantially. The best way, therefore, for sellers is to price your home slightly below the market value, so that as the market moves down, you get it sold now, which will still be higher than, let's say, 3 months from now.
Yeah, the longer you wait in a downwards market, the less money you will get when it's going down.
So it's a very dangerous time, right?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have another person, Sivalingam. Ask question. Hi, Sivalingam. How are you? What you think house prices are? Let's see. What do you think house prices are going down in Brampton? Why you think house prices are going down in Brampton? The house prices are going down all over the city. Actually, Brampton is not too bad. We are averaging the price to drop, I will figure maybe in another year or two, to just about 10%. But on average, house prices will always increase slightly above inflation. Okay? Why it's dropping in Brampton a little bit? Because of supply and demand. On average, we are seeing about 150 to 200 homes in the market every day in Brampton coming out.
New listings, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And as you said, more properties on the market. Buyers are sitting on the fence. Supply has increased, so demand has dropped a little bit. And you find as it coming down to this, the summer months, right? Real estate will also slow down, right? Generally, February, March, market goes up. There's a big peak. April, May. Coming on to June when the kids are out of school, July, August, and half of September. Wonderland, Marineland, backyard barbecue, weddings, receptions, all right, cottage country, vacations. The entire real estate industry slows.
Yeah, families, they have other things to concentrate on during the summertime. During the summer months, yeah.
Yes, and that will cause the market to slow. So you will find that will happen at this time of the year. Now, 42% of buyers are actually people who are selling and buying a home in today's market. 53% are first-time buyers, and we have another 5% that are foreign buyers. Arnold, now if in today's market you have to sell and buy, what will be your 3 best advice to our friends on Facebook? It's best to sell your home first, right?
You have to monitor the market, see where the market is. Like in the earlier this year, the best way if you have to sell and buy was to look for something that you like first, purchase it, and then put yours in the market for sale, because the market was good for selling. With the turn in the market now, I would say it's better to get your home sold first and then look for something to buy.
That's correct, right? In January, February, when the market is going up, we advise people to buy first and then sell, because both properties are going up in value.
Right.
And today, the reverse will happen. The one you are selling is coming down, and the one you bought is coming down. So they go the reverse way. So we have to change tactic at this point.
That's correct.
It's great for the buyers though, because in January, February market, let's compare a typical buyer in January, February market. They would have gone through 15, 20 multiple offers. Some of our clients, what happened? They put 10 offers.
Yes.
Let's say hi to Kim. Hi Kim, how are you? Thanks for joining us. If you have any question, Kim, please let us know. Okay, so as we were saying, the January, February market, for a buyer, they had to put strong deposit.
That's right.
Go to multiple offers, and then bid over $100,000 in over the price. They don't have any condition, no inspection, no financing. Right?
Yeah.
That was a very dangerous strategy, but that's the only time they could.
That's the only way they could have got the property they really like. You know, they want to get. But like today, we have seen the reverse of that. You know, there's so many properties to choose from in the market today. So buyers, they do have more options today.
Yes, I will advise our buyers to take advantage of this slow summer market. Right?
Yeah,
we have a buyer workshop. It's an amazing workshop. It's about 2.5 hours of classroom session where we cover many things for our buyers, be it a first-time buyer, second-time buyer, buyer who is selling and buying a property. It's very, very informative. Some of the topics we will cover there, we will talk about how does the government new regulation affect home buyers and sellers. We will look at some other important information as to what it takes to buy a home in today's market. We will discuss more about getting qualified. We'll walk you through the process as though you are getting qualified. So you will qualify yourself. We will discuss about buyer agency, what to do, what to look out for, be careful out there as well. All right, we will talk about how you can choose the right neighborhood, talk about inspection and appraisals, what is involved in selling your current home and buying another one in today's market. There are certain incentive for first-time buyers, and we'll talk about the role of CMHC. Today we will touch base on some of these as well.
And also, we'll address any questions that you or concerns that you have at this seminar, this workshop.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, another important aspect.
Oh, by the way, you can register for the workshop at brijiq.com.
Yeah, or you can give us a call, 416-418-BRIDGE, 416-418-2745. and you can register for these workshops.
Yeah.
Usually our classes are got filled up, so please register early.
Yeah.
There is no cost. It's a free workshop because we believe in educating our people. We feel if you're empowered through education, you make better decisions for yourself. Right?
Yeah, correct.
Now, with interest rate, we know that interest rate has been around the 2 to 3% mark for the past few years.
Yes.
And we feel that it will remain the same as well. They're expecting 2017 and 2018 for the interest rate to go up just slightly.
Yeah, but most over 2017, my belief is the interest rate will remain constant. It will remain the same. Not if there's any increase, it won't be that much to affect the buyer to make a real impact in mortgage.
That's true. It would not increase substantially. Here's a question from Rudy. Rudy said, did foreign ownership impact Brampton? My opposite neighbor is foreign owned at about 2.4 mil. Rudy, no, it does not affect Brampton. It affect all area has been affected to a minimal. Only 5% are foreign buyers. Right, so the most of the buyers are domestic buyers that are buying. A buyer who can afford $2.4 million, 15% fee is just like a toll for them to pay to get a home here.
That's correct.
So it does not really affect it too much. What is happening in the marketplace is this: with the government's announcement, many people got scared, and human beings tend to move in groups. So when the market is going up, everyone is moving towards that direction. Now the market is changing, and everyone is moving in the opposite direction. Now this is the real problem that was happening. Let's say there are 5 properties for sale in Brampton. Speculators, local speculators, will buy up about 3 to 4 of those properties because they're speculators. They're buying so that they will sell it back in a few months or a year. That means there is only 1 or 2 properties remaining on the market that buyers can buy. They're real buyers. So guess what? If there are 6 buyers and 2 properties, they'll be fighting all over for it, and that causes the price to go up.
Yeah.
Now, those speculators are saying, boy, we are in trouble, price is dropping, we can lose all of our money. So what they are doing, they are now dumping
Putting all
their properties back on the market.
Yeah.
They're releasing their properties back on the market for sale. Also, sellers who were sitting, oh my God, I'll wait 6 more months, maybe I'll make $50,000 more, are suddenly saying, no, let me sell. So they are putting their properties on the market. That's what creating the supply. And that's why the price has come down. Okay? And nothing much to do with foreign buyers. Actually, if you look at the stats in Vancouver, I had posted that on our Facebook page to see that in a year and a half time, Vancouver has reached the same limit as when it was before they had introduced
that sales tax.
That sales tax, definitely. That's what tends to happen. On another note, unemployment remains flat. There are how many people that are unemployed presently? Many children, they are finishing up university and can't find a decent job. Yeah. So how would that affect the market? With the high price also, we find we are having an erosion of affordability.
Right.
Is a major
That's right.
concern.
Yeah.
Right? So the price have gone up substantially. The income has not gone up. Cost of living has gone up.
Yeah.
That is causing an erosion. So we are expecting 2017 and 2018 to have a slight correction. It will not be a burst in anything. We'll see a smooth landing, and then it will level off and take off again.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So Arnold, as a first-time buyer, Tell me what is really involved in buying a home. Could you walk me through the process, please? Walk our clients, through our Facebook friends through the process?
Yeah, first-time home buyer. Actually, a first-time home buyer, what would you can still do it with 5%, your 5% down payment. You will still you will be getting back that government tax that they give, the land transfer tax, the credit, and yeah. And
Yep. The first time buyers on the whole, right?
Yeah.
The process number one. The first most important is for them to get pre-qualified.
pre-qualify, yeah, good.
Right.
Go to your bank or a mortgage broker and find out how much you qualify for, how much you can buy, how much you can buy a home for, and
Right. After you got that, then the
Yeah.
next step is to get a good realtor to help you to search properties.
search your properties.
All
Yeah.
right. Now we have something called collaboration, a lovely system where we can sign you up, and that way it's like you have your own website that you can view all the time, and we can also post listings there for you. You can see them. You can choose the one you want to see, and we can literally take you and show you these properties.
Yeah.
Once you find a property that you like, the trick is don't waste too much time. Be realistic as well. Understand what's true market value. It's best to ask the realtor to do a market evaluation of that property for you
Yes.
as a buyer as well. Because what will happen, you will know what similar properties in that area sold for.
That's right.
Right? Make your offer subject to getting your financing, because the bank, although you're pre-qualified, the bank don't go into all the details to get you the mortgage.
And even if you got your pre-qual, check your the docs that you got from your bank to see what conditions they have there. There might be conditions in there that you have to fulfill before the bank gives you the mortgage. So make sure you have you can probably give your realtor a copy to review for you, so they can advise you accordingly.
Yeah. Also, you're buying this home. Wouldn't you like an inspection done? It's one of your biggest investment. Yet many buyers are buying without inspection. It's a dangerous move.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. We have seen situations where there are so many problems. For example, some people making a basement apartment, and they put the fuse box in the washroom, moisture.
That's right.
All right, on these kind of things. So make sure a home inspection is worth every penny of it.
Yeah, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you don't know the critical things to look for, you need to do a home inspection.
Now come to RRSP and first-time home buyer. I have some money in my account, and my wife has some money in our RRSP. How can we take advantage of that? Could you shed some light on that for me? No? Okay. Well, what tends to happen? You could take out $25,000, up to $25,000 each from your RRSP to put as a down payment on your home, right?
Yeah.
The trick, however, is that in 15 years,
You have to put that
you
back.
do have to put back that money into your account. However, you have the first 2 years, you don't have to put anything back. So technically, you have 17 years of repaying that money back to yourself. The way the government looks at it is that in 17 years, you will have your home 2/3 paid for,
That's right.
and also you'll have your RRSP.
You have
which is-
our SPI again.
Right, so
Yeah.
bottom line,
Yeah.
it's a benefit. If you're planning on buying a home, let's say even 3, 4, 5 months from now, you have your money sitting in your bank account, my advice is to buy your maximum RRSP so that you will get a tax rebate next year from the government.
From the government, yeah.
Right, and you can literally, that money have to sit in the RRSP account for 3 months.
90 days, yeah.
And then after 90 days, you can withdraw that money and use it towards your down
Your
payment.
down payment.
Any questions, my friends, please let us know. We have 20 minutes remaining and we love to answer as many questions as possible. As a first-time buyer also, you are entitled to receive $4,000 off your land transfer tax. Okay, that will be a savings you can get there, your RRSP savings. You can use your RSP. Those are about the benefit for first-time buyers.
Yeah, you use your RSP, invest in your first-time home, and you build more equity that way.
Now, if someone, let's say a buyer puts 5% down on a home, they're buying their first home. They are buying a home up to $500,000. They need to put 5% down, right? CMHC will be able to step in. What is really involved in that?
Well, CMHC is the Canadian Housing Market Insurance that insures your bank, insures your mortgage at the bank. The bank is lending you 95% of the payment for the property, so they are at a higher risk. So this insurance covers the risk the bank is taking. So there is a fee involved for that.
First-time buyer is an increase. Traditionally, if you are putting a traditional 5% that money in your account, then the fee is 4% of the amount of money you want to borrow. However, if it's a gifted money or coming for some other source, for example, borrowed funds, then the CMHC fee is 4.5% of the mortgage amount. And this is a one-time fee. You don't have to pay.
Right, yeah.
The bank actually lend you that amount of money.
Yeah, they add it onto your mortgage.
They add it onto your mortgage, and it's being amortized over the period of your mortgage. If a buyer puts, let's say, 10%, then the risk drops. The fee drops to 3.10% of the amount. If a buyer puts 15%, it drops further to 2.8% of the mortgage amount. And up to 19.9%, between 15.1 and 19.9, there will be a 2.4% CMHC fee.
That's right.
Right?
But anything, if you're going 20% and over, you don't have to get the CMHC.
Right. The CMHC is very important because it allows buyer to buy a home with less down payment.
Yeah.
Right? Some buyers are also putting more money, but they will go to CMHC as well. Foreign buyers, for example, sometime the bank want to make sure that mortgage is insured.
Secure,
Rudy, thank you for sharing the live stream. We really appreciate that. That means a lot to us, and we encourage most of our friends on Facebook. Please do that. As you know, we are doing this from our heart for the benefit of our people, because we feel that the more educated you are, the better decision you will make. And Rudy, thanks again. We really appreciate what you're doing. Now, we talk a little bit about CMHC. How about investors that are buying properties? Many of them are saying, hey, the market is coming down. I will not buy, right? I really think it's a wrong strategy, because when the market is coming down, that's a time to capitalize on buying investment. Yeah. If you're a speculator, then that will not work. But if you're a long-term investor,
that's right.
Over the long term, real estate value go up.
Real estate has always been going up, so it's taken a little downturn, but we'll see changes.
Yes, we have from Varsha says, do you find more first-time buyers are gravitating towards condo due to the current market state? And as a first-time buyer, does it make more sense to get a condo immediately or wait it out and save for a home? Good question, Varsha. Thank you so much. Arnold, what comments would you?
Well, that's true. That's a fact. We have seen a lot of younger people, especially, who who has who doesn't have that much down payment, they're gravitating towards more condos. And in today's market, in certain areas, we still find the condo prices are still holding up, and they're still having these multiple offers. I guess it's along, especially along the subway line, where young professionals are employed in the downtown area, and they want to commute to their workplace. They're concentrating on the subway line, so we still see these condos holding on to their prices. But as far as advice goes, I think there is more equity to be made over the years in buying a house. So if there's not a dire need right now, I think you should hold off. And
actually, I would say contrary to that, the best time to plant a fruit tree would have been 5 years ago. The best time to plant one is today.
Well,
at least you
you
would not pay rent. You start paying rent.
I agree with you.
Why should you pay rent? I will prefer the person buy a home instead, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's best to buy. Varsha, my advice to you is that if you got a down payment, take it and buy a home. Every day you wouldn't be paying a rent anymore. You will start to contribute towards your mortgage. 50% of that money on your mortgage payment goes to the principal, right?
Yeah, that's one way. That's one way of looking at it. You know, you pay towards your own property, and you know, perhaps later on you can sell the condo when you have enough equity and move on to a house.
You can step up the home, or you can keep it as an investment.
Or keep it
as
an
the old
investment.
saying, you can never live in a mutual fund. Right, you can't live in a mutual fund. You can live at home. 5 years in a rental place. If you add it up at $2,000 or $1,500 per month, all right, that's 18,000 times 5. You know, it adds up very fast. $90,000 right there in 5 years. Whereas your mortgage would have come down 50,000, property would have gone up 50,000. You could have been about $300,000 ahead. Right, so I think it's important for buyers to know that it is something that we have to be careful about. Another aspect: if you are buying a condo, make sure that you have a condition in there to have a look at the status certificate. A status certificate is a thick document that contains the rules and regulation of the condominium corporation.
Yeah.
It tells you about how strong financially the condo corp is, how much money they got put away for a reserve fund, and whether there is any lawsuits against this condominium corporation. These are all very important area. For example, a reserve fund is money put away for emergency. For example, if the roof needs to be fixed and there is not enough money, then all the homeowners have to get together to put that. Right.
Yeah.
So by making sure there's adequate reserve fund, you will know whether to buy it or not.
Right.
What are some of the things a buyer should look out for in a home inspection, Arnold?
Well, some of the main things are you look for is the roof. You have your inspector go into the attic and inspect that insulation there to see if there's any moles or anything like that up there. Secondly, around in the basement, you want to do a moisture test to make sure there's no moisture in the wall if the basement is finished. There was no leaks, nothing is coming in there. That there could eventually develop into mold, which we know is not very healthy. Secondly, we'll inspect, like as I said, the major things: furnace, AC, the windows, the plumbing, the electrical. These are some of the things that a regular person wouldn't be able to know about. But a home inspector will do a thorough inspection and tell you the status of those equipments and all those things.
That's very good, useful information. Usually, a home inspector will also give you a big binder with about maintenance and how to look after the home as well. So that's something very, very important. Now, when it comes to interest rate, it's really, really good to shop around, right? It's very good to shop around. Hey, Kim and Sunny, we just want to say thank you so much for sharing the live stream. It means a lot to us. Much appreciate that.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Yes. So as we were talking, we were talking about what will be necessary as a first-time buyer to do in certain areas in today's market. Let's get back to the basic. We know that prices are coming down. Buyers are sitting on the fence waiting for it to drop. But just like how the sellers got caught unaware that the price came down, buyers should be very careful. Don't wait until the market starts pick up again.
That's correct.
Right? Summertime is the best time to buy a home. Why do you think wintertime is the best time to sell? Because it's off season. Most sellers are saying, you know what? The weather is cold. I can't show off the plants. Right? I didn't get to do some yard work outside. So I'll wait until the spring or the summer to put my home up. But then all seller thinks along the same line, and there's a flood of properties.
That's right.
The ones who listed their home in the coldest day gets the highest price.
Right.
Yeah. The buyer that comes out in the bitter winter months are the most serious buyers.
They're the ones who are looking. They're the ones who
they're
are
not casual shoppers, right? Yeah. So that's very important for our buyers, our sellers in today's market, because it's more competitive. It's even more important that you market your home properly. Number one, make sure your home is properly staged. Staging means a lot. Decluttering, remove personal items, pictures from the wall, remove mats from your hardwood floor to show it off. Put your toilet seat lid down, cover it up, remove all your soap dishes, etc. from around. Declutter and clean. Price it correct. Price is slightly below the current market value because price is coming down. If it's worth more, you will get multiple offers anyway, and you will get your price.
Yeah, that's
right. And when you are marketing as well, good photography, proper virtual tour is exceptionally important. Remember, first impression is lasting. Let's say hi to Sukhdev. Sukhdev said that when a real estate market will be good to sell. Sukhdev, that's an interesting question. We all wish we had that answer. Bottom line is that if you are selling to buy another home, all the properties will either go up together, you sell high, you will buy high, or they come down together, you sell low, you will buy low. So if you are selling and buying, it does not matter when you do it. What matters is what your motivation, right? If you are a speculator and you have to sell, I'll say still put it out on the market now, get it over with and done. However, if you're an investor, in today's market, when prices are changing, we find another factor take effect. Rental demand increase because as people are selling their home, they're moving to rental and investing their money elsewhere. So it's a good time to rent your property out and leave it on a long term. Real estate and long term never spoil. They always go up in value. An average home in 1989, 1990, at 3,600 square feet in Brampton, you could get it for $250,000.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Today
that's over $1 million.
That's about just about a million or even more.
Yeah.
So that's the long-term value of real estate.
That's the return on your investment over that period of time.
And you're living in it as well. You're enjoying your home and it's going up in value.
And you're paying down the mortgage too, so you're building equity in a couple of ways, you know.
Yeah. There are so much things. Let me talk a little bit more. We have 5 minutes. I want to talk of some of the things you will see at the buyer workshop. Number one, we will talk about market, how to find and retain good property. When you are buying real estate, it's like a huge triangle. The biggest portion of the base, where most of your money is in your location. The second level is your size. The tip is the icing on the cake. It make it look pretty, for example, the hardwood floor and the pot lights, but it do not add lots of value to your home. It's best to buy a home that is in the right location, that have a bigger size, that may need some upgrade it, right?
Yes.
Your value will go up.
Right. You cannot change the location, but you can change all the amenities in the house. So that what make the location prime.
Yeah.
The best.
So that's one thing. Another thing we'll talk about, the principle of substitution. It goes this way, for example. Let's say we have two homes and they're both on well. Yeah. In one home you drill down 25 feet and you found water, it cost you 25,000. Your neighbor spent 50,000 going through some hard rocks and go down 50 feet. His home costs more, but his value did not change. Both taps have water.
Yeah.
These are just two of the principles. We'll cover many more areas at the workshop. It's being held on June the 3rd, that's Saturday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Come out to spend a little bit more time, because we'll have a panel discussion with many of our team members there. And it will be interactive, questions and answer. We will show you recent market updates. We'll prepare reports for you as well. You'll get the workshop. And you know what's important? All of this is free. There is no cost. Tell a friend, come on out. There is absolutely no cost. All we ask is that if you can give a donation to the Caribbean Children Foundation when you come there. Anything you can afford, 5, 10, 20, anything you want to give, we will accept it. Anything over $20, we'll give you a tax receipt. So in the process of doing the workshop, we educate you and we help society as well, which is very important for us. Before we close, I just want to thank every person who share this information, who have actually sent in their questions ahead of time to us. And if you do have any other questions, you can message me on Messenger, or you can actually register at thebridgeiq.com, or even thebrij.com. If you go thebrij.com, you will see educational workshops, and you can go and register there as well. Feel free to call us as well. We will be here to help you. In closing, remember, real estate is the best investment on earth, right? It never spoils. You cannot live in a mutual fund, and the best investment on earth is earth itself. Yeah. This is extremely important for the younger first-time buyers, because at this event I will also show you how to grow and build wealth for long term. For example, someone starting at age 25, if they buy one real estate today, in about 7 years, that property will buy another property without them putting any money.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you get 4 properties at retirement paid off, and each is giving you $2,000 per month, basic maths, 8,000 times 12, $96,000 every year cash flow. Yeah. How can you get that amount of money cash flow at retirement from your RRSP? You got to get $2 million at 5%, which is difficult. But just getting 4 properties, one buying another one in 7 years, it's not difficult. And you can literally set these streams up, and we will show you many more different things that will really excite you. We are looking forward to see each and every one of you. And I hope you enjoy our live stream. and we are looking forward for the next one. So please send in your questions ahead of time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
bye.